stepped into yesterday. We stepped squarely into a big, huge pile of mess yesterday. No, all right. 1.25 coffee off mute. Let's go. I, I, I I don't even know where we're at right now, actually, now that I think about it, because all I remember is being blown away by the damn gloves. Holy cow. Now I'm 100% sure I have to show the police chase in the Bronco, because he says things in that car on the phone with Lang, I think it was, or Van Adder, I think it was Lang. So, oh gosh, I have off work tomorrow. Tonight I'm going out with a friend after work. So, I won't have time, I don't think, to do it tonight. But Thursday I have off work. So, I'm going to get the Broncos scene ready. We're going to take a field trip from OJ over the weekend, I think. And we're going to do the Bronco. Next week I work every day, including Sunday. We're not even open on Sundays. But starting Sunday, I have Monday off. And then I work every other day, doubles. So next week is going to suck, guys. I'm just telling you now. Next week is going to be rough. But we will have OJ. I don't have to find content for OJ. It's just here. I just have to press play. How hard is it, right? Let's try. Let's try it right now.
I believe I indicated that in chambers late yesterday afternoon.
What area are you going to go into?
Shrinkage primarily.
Wait, what? We're going to start this video with shrink.
I would like we can have an offer of proof.
Hold on. Guys, we have got to behave ourselves, okay? This is a murder trial. So yes, we are starting off we are starting off with a bang. We are starting off today with shrinkage. And we are going murder trial. It's a murder trial.
With regard to the opening, Your Honor, the word shrinkage is not particularly revealing, as of course required in the past. And also, in the list of witnesses that Mr. Darden indicated, we may not get to it today, but I have a problem with one of the witnesses, Ms. Redfern, who may have been on the witness list, but in the discussion about domestic discord, if the court recalls, I don't think the court was ever asked to deal with that particular issue. And I think that we would, at minimum, have the right to a 402 hearing on that particular, the subject matter of her testimony, so that before he calls her or announces her name, I would ask the court to allow that. And as I'd ask for an offer of proof with regard to why Reuben was being recalled. I thought we were finished with him, with the exception of our brief conversation in court, in chambers after court yesterday, Your Honor.
All right. As to the issue of recalling Mr. Rubin, what's your time estimate on the recall?
15 minutes at direct.
All right. I'll allow it.
And on the issue of Redfern, Your Honor, can we argue that issue then today? That is our 1101B motion.
Yes, I think you need to. Because all the 80-odd incidents that were presented to the court back in, I believe, January, the court, I mean, we had an extensive hearing and argument, and my recollection, the court issued a 8 or 9 page ruling on that issue, and this is not an incident that I'm familiar with. Mr. Gordon?
Yes, absolutely correct, sir. And when we had done that motion, we had indicated to the court that we were still receiving information with regard to various incidents that were occurring. And upon receipt of any information, we would provide the defense with those reports in discovery and place those witnesses on the witness list, which we did with these witnesses. And that.
So something happened with my daughter at work. Her schedule changed just a tad, just a nudge. They want her in 15 minutes early every day now, so they can do a 15-minute office meeting every morning before work. Every morning before work, my daughter has to go to a meeting. Is that not the shittiest thing ever in the world? I don't even know how to help her. It's just like, suck it up. Just do it. But I leave earlier now. But I get back earlier now. So I'm leaving. Bye. I'll be back. Behave.
Addendum and indicated to the court that if we came up with any further incidents that were not known to us at the time that we litigated that motion, that we would A, attempt to see that they conform within the court's ruling, and B, then make the court aware at that time we sought to introduce them. And that's exactly what we've done with this addendum, indicate to the court where they fit within the court's ruling, and number two, out of courtesy to the defense, they've already been given over in discovery and put on the witness list back in April for bringing it to the court's attention. But these witnesses were discovered post the litigation of that motion, or they certainly would have been included within that motion.
Mr. Carter?
Just one other problem, Your Honor. There was an indication yesterday that people have filed a motion in this domestic discord area. I've not received a copy of it. I was never served in here, and I didn't find it in my office. I've not seen it. I've not seen the motion.
Court received 5 copies.
All right, at this
I'm not
point,
in hand a copy, but I'll try to read it, but we'll be busy with other things. But I appreciate that, Your Honor.
all right, who do you have, Mr. Darden, after Mr. Rubin?
I believe that Mr. Acosta will be here by the time we complete the additional testimony from Mr. Rubin.
All right, who is Mr. Acosta?
He is one of the incidents that you approved under 1101.
Which incident?
The limousine driver, backhand.
I recollect. And what do you have after that?
We're attempting to locate Mr. Aguilera. Victoria Beach incident.
Yes, all right, I'm familiar with that one. All right, then we'll proceed with recalling Mr. Rubin, then we'll go to Mr. Acosta. And I think Mr. Cochran's entitled to a reasonable amount of time to read your motion, go over the reports before responding to whether or not that will be included, these additional incidents. All right, Deputy Magnar, let's have the jurors, please.
I should indicate that I'm going to be using the tennis golf bag briefly.
May we have an offer of proof regarding that?
For what purpose?
Golf gloves, size.
We have a further offer of proof regarding that because the court recalled yesterday that Mr. Darden continued to talk during the process. He allowed certain things. He added some things, and I was objecting, and the court did sustain some of those objections. But, this so-called demonstration by ambush can and does very frequently backfire. But to obviate that, may we hear what the latest prosecution demonstration is going to be this morning?
Are we just going to bring out the golf bag and see what size golf gloves are in the golf bag?
Absolutely.
All right, we're not doing any other demonstrations with Mr. Simpson.
Not today.
All right. All right.
Your Honor, is that a representation? So I'm just trying to find out where we're going.
Right. All right, that doesn't seem inappropriate. All right, Deputy Magnar, let's have the jurors, please. All right, let the record reflect that we've been rejoined by all the members of our jury panel. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies for having kept you in the small room for so long this morning. Some matters came up that I needed to discuss with the attorneys, and it took us a little longer than I thought it was going to, and we'll get right back to the witnesses. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the prosecution has requested permission from the court to recall Mr. Rubin for a few brief questions. So, Mr. Rubin, would you, since we release you as a witness, we'll have to have Mrs. Robertson re-swear you. Mrs. Robertson.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please have a seat on the witness stand and state and spell your first and last name for the record.
It's Richard Rubin, R-U-B-I-N.
Mr. Dart.
Good morning, Mr. Rubin.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Rubin, yesterday you told us that you were involved for several years in the design and manufacture of leather gloves. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And you consider yourself an expert in gloves?
Yes, I do.
Now, yesterday after the demonstration, you stated while on the witness stand that ordinarily the defendant's hands
Overruled.
should have fit into the gloves. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what did you mean by that?
The gloves in the original condition would easily go onto the hand.
Overruled.
would easily go onto the hand of someone of Mr. Simpson's size.
The gloves you saw yesterday, did they appear to be in their original condition?
No, they did not.
And what was different about them?
The primary difference was the fact that due to the tremendous amount of liquid that had been on the gloves for a certain period of time, the gloves appeared to be shrunken in size from their original condition.
Overruled.
And the liquid you're referring to, is that blood?
I am not a technical expert.
Hold. He's not qualified to answer that question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. So the gloves appear to have shrank somewhat?
That's correct.
Okay. How much?
Overruled. Overruled.
It would appear, based upon my knowledge of what would occur when gloves are subjected to liquids such as water, that gloves could shrink approximately 15% from its original size.
And the gloves that you saw here in court yesterday, did they appear to have shrank approximately 15%?
Sustained. Rephrase the question.
What percentage of shrinkage, if any, did you notice of the gloves you saw here yesterday?
Overruled.
Since I didn't personally try the gloves on at any point in time, I would have to estimate the shrinkage of approximately 15%.
Overruled.
And you could be more precise if you were to try the gloves on?
Yes, I could.
Now, you also told us yesterday that you felt that the defendant's hand was what size? What size did you say?
Between a large in some styles and an extra large in other styles.
In your view, is his hand size an extra, extra large?
No.
Are you certain of that?
Yes.
And the gloves we had here in court yesterday, the Rockingham and the Bundy glove, were they designed to fit snugly?
Yes, they were.
And were they designed to stretch?
All leather gloves have some stretch.
What size would you say the gloves are now, today, that is in the present condition?
Sustained. Said he hasn't tried them on.
Okay. Would you? Now, you told us that Mr. Simpson's hand size was large to extra large. Let me show you a golf bag. I believe this is defendant's 1053, Your Honor. You play golf at all?
On rare occasion.
You've been out to the golf course?
Yes, I have.
Golfers tend to wear gloves.
Yes, they do.
Are golfing gloves designed to fit snugly on the hand?
Yes, they are.
For the record, Your Honor, I'm opening the outer bag. Mr. Rubin, if you will, could you step down from the witness stand? And can you look into the golf bag and tell us whether or not there's a compartment that contains golf balls?
Yes.
Okay. And are there also golfing gloves in that bag?
Yes.
How many gloves?
3.
I want to ask you to retake the witness stand, if you will, please, and take the gloves with you. What size are those gloves, sir? And by the way, before you do that, the first glove you have in your hand is what brand?
Actually, it appears like a palm tree. I think it might actually belong to one of the polo club, country clubs where it was made especially for them.
Sustained. Hand stricken.
Does that glove have a palm tree embroidered on it?
Yes, it does.
And is it white in color?
Yes, it is.
Does it appear to be worn?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, may that glove be marked People's 360?
Let's actually make this 1053, defense 1053A,
Okay.
since it's coming out of 1053.
Okay. And you're trying the glove on, are you?
Yes, I have.
Is there a size indication somewhere on that glove marked 1053A?
Yes, it says PXL.
PXL? And if you'll take another glove, please.
What, was that a left or right-hand glove, Mr. Rubin?
It's a left-hand glove.
Thank you.
And could you describe that second glove for the record, please?
This is actually a FootJoy golf glove with the logo FJ on the patch.
Okay. And it's also leather?
Yes, it is.
Is it white in color?
Yes, it is.
And you're trying that glove on?
Yes.
Is there a size indication anywhere on that glove?
This glove is marked CXL.
Okay. And the third glove, could you tell us the name of the manufacturer of that glove?
There's a running dog on this. I think this logo is that of Schlesinger.
Sustained.
Okay. Your Honor, may the third glove be marked 1053C and the second one 1053B?
Yes, the comment after, by Mr. Rubin, after it has a running dog on it, that remainder of the answer is stricken as speculation.
I found on the button the name Schlesinger in another location.
Okay. Okay. And that glove, did you try that glove on?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a size indication anywhere on that glove?
RXL.
Now, having placed each of those gloves on your hand,
Yes, I have.
and irrespective of the sizing indication contained in each of the gloves, can you tell us what size those gloves are?
These gloves are extra large.
Not double extra large?
No.
And is this morning the first time that you've ever seen those gloves?
Yes.
Right here on the witness stand?
Right here.
On the issue of double extra large gloves, what percentage of the population, if you know, would fit a double extra large glove?
Less than 1%.
And that 1% of the population, would you expect them to share some common physical characteristics in terms of size, physical size?
Sustained. I don't think there's a foundation for this.
Well, when you were with Aris Isotona, you produced double XX large gloves.
Small quantity.
And why did you only produce a small quantity?
There was no consumer demand for the product.
And when there's no consumer demand, does that mean then that there's no one out there wearing double extra large gloves?
Very few.
Yesterday, I asked you whether or not wearing latex gloves might impede someone's ability to place a pair of leather gloves on their hands. You recall that question?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you said you never tried to place latex gloves on and didn't place gloves on top of the latex gloves.
That's correct.
Okay. But you did that last night, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
And you tried on a pair of gloves?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes, I did.
And that was after you put the latex gloves on?
Yes.
And the pair of gloves that you tried on, were they your own gloves?
I'm going to object to this demonstration. I wasn't present. I'd like to approach the courtroom.
Oral. Start.
Thank you. The gloves that you placed on top of the latex gloves last night, were they your own gloves?
Yes, they were.
Okay. And what effect, if any, did the latex glove on your hand have in terms of your ability to place your own gloves on?
Noted. Noted. Overruled.
I had more difficulty in getting the personal gloves onto my hand with the latex glove on my hand than I normally would.
Now, leather gloves do have some degree of elasticity to them, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And when we say elasticity in the context of leather gloves, what are we talking about?
In the process of producing leather for the glove industry, a fat liquor type material is put into the leather, which creates elasticity over time when people move their hands back and forth or if the gloves get wet, et cetera. And that fat liquor really creates the elasticity. It's part of the tannage process to make gloves fit better.
And so when gloves get wet, what effect or impact does that have on the elasticity of the gloves?
What happens when gloves get wet, the water or whatever it is that actually wets the glove absorbs small amounts of the fat liquor, which creates shrinkage. Over time, as the gloves dry naturally, the gloves actually can come back very close to its original shape, but they will never come back to the original size because once a certain percentage of the fat liquor disappears, the glove loses a little of its elasticity.
So then, Mr. Rubin, is there a way to manipulate the gloves we have here in evidence, the Brockingham and the Bundy glove, so that they can return to their original size and shape?
These gloves will never return to their original size and shape in the condition they're in currently.
Okay. And how close can we get them to their original size and shape?
Sustained.
Do you know, or do you have an opinion as to how close we can get these gloves back to their original condition?
Sustained. Rephrase the question.
You've seen gloves wet before, is that correct?
Many times.
Okay, you live back east in New York, do you?
That's correct.
Okay, it snows there.
Yes.
You wear gloves in the summer? I mean, in the winter?
In the winter, yes.
You don't wear them in June?
No, I do not.
Okay. And they get wet in the winter, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And after the winter is come and gone, you put your gloves in storage, do you?
Yes,
Okay. And you take them out of storage to put them on again the following winter, is that correct?
that's correct.
You've done that many times?
Many times.
And on those occasions, are the gloves in the same condition as they were when you purchased them?
When they were purchased?
Yes.
From the time they're purchased, over time, they're,
There's too many factors to this, and just an answer.
Is this a
It is.
standing objection?
Have a seat, Mr. Cochran.
Elena,
from the time the gloves are initially purchased, at that point in time, they are in their largest possible condition. Over time, if they get wet and dry naturally, they will gradually get slightly smaller. Now, what I mean by smaller is not necessarily 10 or 15% if they're drenched in some type of liquid. Traditionally, in the normal use of a dress glove, the glove might be exposed to some snow or rain or a car handle, something like that, where it would get wet, and then it would gradually dry, and it might lose 2-3% of its size. It wouldn't be a tremendous amount of size. But if you were to drench the gloves and have them dry naturally, that's where you would get the 10 to 15% shrinkage.
okay. Or after having handle gloves that had shrank some 2 to 3% because of moisture and the like, have you attempted to manipulate those gloves to get them as close to their original form as possible?
I have.
On how many occasions?
It's really part of the process of just wearing the gloves again. The glove eventually loosens up and retains pretty much its original shape.
Okay. And you told us also that you have manufactured gloves, correct?
Yes, I have.
You've designed gloves.
Yes, I have.
And in designing gloves, do you take into consideration this factor of shrinkage due to moisture?
Not really.
Well, do you assess or evaluate what might happen to a pair of gloves if they become wet?
If the gloves are constructed properly from the beginning, the fact that they might shrink 2 to 3% or even 5% really wouldn't have an effect on the consumer that was using them.
Okay. How about 15%?
That could have an effect.
Okay. Well, based on your own personal experience with gloves and the fact that you have designed gloves and manufactured them and considered what happens to gloves when they get wet.
I have heard a question yet.
Yeah.
Do you want to restate? Did you not hear the question? Would you restate the question, please?
Mr. Rubin, given your expertise in manufacturing and designing gloves, your own personal experience with wet gloves, your own personal experience at trying to manipulate gloves back into their original position after they've been wet, do you have an opinion as to how close we can come to reshaping the Bundy and Rockingham glove back to their original condition?
I don't think that those gloves in that condition could get back closer to 92% of its original size at this point in time.
You said 90%?
Approximately 90%.
Have one moment, Your Honor. Talked about fat liquor a few minutes ago, Mr. Rubin. What exactly is fat liquor?
Fat liquor is a chemical that is put into the tanning process to give the leather the stretch and elasticity in the finished product.
How do you spell the liquor part?
L-I-Q-U-O-R.
The same as?
Yes.
And Mr. Rubin, when you measure gloves, do you measure glove size from palm to finger?
No, we do not.
How do you measure glove size?
Around the, right below the knuckle area, around the body of the hand.
You've never measured Mr. Simpson's hand.
No, I have not.
Now, you told us yesterday as well that these leather-like gloves are no longer in production. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do you know whether or not Aris Isotoner has any in stock?
I can't actually say that I know for sure that they have any of the original version in their possession.
Size extra large. How many inches around the hand would constitute a glove hand that is a size extra large?
It would be in the range of 9.5, 9.75 to 10.25, depending upon the style, the lining.
and a large glove? What size of hand would fit into a large glove?
9. Between 9 to 9.5.
And so then a hand that can fit into an extra large glove may be able to fit into a large glove as well. Is that correct?
Yes, as I actually said yesterday, you could actually get anything from a size medium through an extra large, possibly onto the hand of someone who really should wear an extra large, but they would be most comfortable with an extra large.
Now, you watched the demonstration yesterday. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, you're an expert in gloves.
Yes.
Okay. Was there anything about that demonstration that caused you to conclude that the defendant could not?
Hold on. Sustained.
You saw the defendant's hand yesterday.
Let me see, counsel. Let's go through this. Thank you, counsel. Proceed. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break at 10:30 because I need to change the court reporters. I realize we've been here on the record since 9 o'clock, so this way you understand. Mr. Darden.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Rubin, because the gloves we have here in court today, and that is the Rockingham and Bundy glove, because those gloves are designed to fit snugly, is there a particular way that they ought to be put on?
Sustain.
Okay. Is there an appropriate way that they should be put on?
Sustain.
You've seen people place gloves on their hands on many occasions, is that right?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And have you noticed that there is a common manner in which gloves are placed on the hands?
Sustain. I think it's a matter of common sense. Let's not waste the jury's time with
At any
this.
event, Mr. Rubin, I'd ask that you take a look at the gloves we covered at Bundy and Rockingham. We'll place them on your hand and give us an indication as to what size you believe the gloves now are.
Overruled.
Let me hand you item 9, the Rockingham glove. And this is People's 164A, Your Honor.
All right, that's the right-hand glove. Mr. Darden.
What size did you say that glove is now?
Overruled.
as is in this condition right now, this is a little bit above average of a large, but well below an extra large at this point in time. Okay.
Ms. Clark, do you want to assist Mr. Darden?
And let me show you people's 77, LAPDI 37, the Bundy glove. Is there any point to having Mr. Rubin change latex gloves at this point?
I think at this point, no.
Okay. For starters, the lining in this particular glove has been dislodged. I can't get my hand in it at all. I'd have to get a pen or something. One of the fingers where the lining is actually tacked to the end of the finger has been broken away.
No. All right.
Last question, Your Honor. That is, Mr. Rubin, with regard to the golfing gloves that you looked at here this morning, are the size of those gloves consistent with the size of the defendant's hand, in your opinion?
These particular gloves?
Yes.
Yes, they should
Thank
fit
you.
him.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take, you're still subject to cross-examination, so we're going to take a recess at this time, ladies and gentlemen, for 15 minutes. Please remember all my admonitions to you. Mr. Rubin, you can step down and return in 15 minutes. Yes, you can take those off. All parties are again present. Mr. Darden, is there something?
Yes, Your Honor, there is something.
What is that?
Now, you know I don't talk much, Your Honor, and I have been asked a lot of questions over the last 7 weeks, but I need to reopen again just to ask a few more follow-up questions with Mr.
Again?
Rubin. Again.
And what's your offer?
During the break, Mr. Rubin turned one of the gloves inside out, and it appears that the lining and the fingers were knotted, and that might have impeded,
Nodded. May I
yeah.
see this, please?
In any event, the lining did not extend all the way through the fingers as they normally would, which might have provided an excuse or impediment for the defendant not to be able to place his hand all the way through the glove.
Well, you don't need to tell me what the significance is, but I'd like to see what it looks like. Mr. Rubin, would you turn the glove inside out for me so I can see that?
And Mr. Rubin, during the break, turned the glove inside out and noted this at that time. And I think, Mr. Rubin, did you...
Which glove is this, Mr. Rubin?
The left.
77. Mr. Rubin, did you replace any of the lining into the fingers during the
No.
break?
Or do you just put it on the bag there and I can see?
Basically, the fingers are not in the fingers. Put his hand in the lining and move it. So couldn't get your hand in the lining.
All right, it appears, Mr. Darden, you said it was knotted. It appears to me that it's merely that the fingers, the lining portion of the fingers is merely out of the fingers themselves, not knotted.
That's correct.
It's a not situation, Your Honor. Yes, the lining is out of the fingers.
Well, knotting implies something significantly more sinister than merely the lining not being in the fingers.
Not to me. But I understand the distinction, Your Honor. In any event, the lining was out.
So you're going to ask the question of Mr. Rubin over the recess. Did you have the opportunity to turn the glove inside out to see if there was a problem with the lining? Answer, yes, I did. Question, what was that? The lining's pulled out of the fingers. What problem does that create? Makes it hard to get your hand in. 3 questions, right?
4. Let's make it 5, just to be safe. 5 questions.
Mr. Cochran?
Just 5.
Your Honor, yesterday when Mr. Darden informed us before the break that he was going to ask Mr. Simpson to try on the gloves, he showed the gloves to myself and Mr. Cochran. He allowed us to look at them. He asked us to do that with rubber gloves on. I put the gloves on each hand. Mr. Cochran put it on. There was no obstruction. I put the glove on. After the court broke last night, the court allowed us an opportunity to further examine the gloves. We did that with Dr. Baden, myself, and Mr. Simpson. And at that time, Dr. Bodden took the glove, turned it inside out, took out the lining to make a visual comparison of the lining. So I can tell this court, as an officer of the court, that when I put the glove on, right before Mr. Simpson did, there was no obstruction. And if there is any obstruction now, it resulted from the glove being turned inside out and examined after the court session yesterday, which I told Mr. Rubin and Mr. Cochran. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Created an obstruction inside the glove if there was one created last night. In any event, the witness was before the jury, and he was unable to place his hand through the glove to give us an assessment as to the size of the glove at this present time. So he ought to be allowed to do that.
Your Honor, I think clearly at this point in time that the demonstration has been done and that clearly this glove has been subject to examination after the fact that has changed the condition of the glove and also stretched it out.
I'm not asking to have Mr. Simpson put the glove on today. We intend to secure an original pair and have him put those on at a later date. I just want the witness here to be able or allowed to tell the jury the size of the glove in its present state today.
Thank
All
you.
right, then all you want to do then is have Mr. Rubin replace the lining.
Get the lining back in without some instruments. It could take me some time. Maybe I get lucky. I'll try.
Your Honor, I think the record should indicate that Mr. Rubin did have these gloves on this morning.
No. No, I agree that this lodging of the lining is not attributable to your client, since it appears that this glove has been handled several times since. No, because this obstruction has not been shown to the jury yet. But what we can do is have Mr. Rubin see if he can replace the lining appropriately and tell us what size this glove is. That he can do. Noted. This is becoming part of my 1026 proceeding.
There's another issue. Mr. Thompson, just where we
Certainly.
Your Honor, it appears we're at an impasse on the timing of the 402 hearing on the mixture statistics. The prosecution has proposed that we do it next Wednesday. My proposal is that we do it a week from Monday. The reason that Wednesday is bad is I have an appearance on another matter in another court on that morning, and also I don't feel that gives us enough time to prepare. The prosecution has just provided us with the reference to the scientific authority on which Dr. Weir is preparing these reports. It's a rather lengthy book of over 200 pages, full of dense statistical formulas. We apparently will be able to get that book only this weekend, perhaps tomorrow, but it's going to take some time for our experts to look through this book to compare it with Dr. Weir's report, which we're not going to get until Monday evening, apparently. And having a single day, Tuesday, to prepare for a 402 hearing is just not enough. So I'm asking for more time than that, and preferably through the weekend till the next Monday.
Well, just let me finish this discussion. Mr. Harmon?
Well, if you recall, Your Honor, this was their request to force us to do these mixture calculations, and now they claim they want to contest the way that we've done them, which was the issue all along. We'd be happy to drop the whole mixture statistical calculation just so they don't have to prepare. But we are getting to the end of the case. That is merely one reference among many of the references that's in Dr. Weir's report, or the initial draft report. So if we lose the hearing, then we don't calculate the frequency mixture or the mixtures estimates. I just point that out as an observer in this event. So we are running out of court days that the prosecution case will take, and we have tried to structure the last witnesses in a way that makes sense to conclude this case, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Thompson, would you provide me with a copy of Dr. Weir's draft report so I can have some feeling for what it is that we're talking about? And then I'm going to ask both sides to give me a list of the availability of the experts that they anticipate for the 402. I'll make my own assessment as to how difficult this is to understand and prepare for, and take into consideration the availability of both sides' witnesses, and I'll set the date.
Okay, Dr. Weir will be available Tuesday and Wednesday. And
Well, find out his extended availability.
okay.
All right.
Your Honor, the other related point is Gary Sims will be back here in anticipation of testifying on Tuesday, rather. the report that covers the results that he'll be presenting, I'll be delivering that to the court Monday morning. Dr. Blake has already reviewed many of those results. I understand he has an appointment today or tomorrow to re-review them, so I just want to alert the court, and we've talked to Mr. Neufeld about this, that the most substantive result is one that the defense tried to elicit themselves on cross-examination about 117, and you sustained my objection at that point. So it would appear that these results are not something that they intend to challenge, and we'd like to proceed with Mr. Sims' testimony on Tuesday. I had been advised a couple of days ago that Mr. Neufeld or Mr. Scheck might not be here Tuesday, and I just advise you that. We intend to proceed whether they're here or not, because they're part of the team. So that's just a little heads up, Your Honor.
Mr. Cochran?
Yeah, that's one of the problems. I've been saying consistently, Mr. Harmon has been on vacation for a couple weeks now, and perhaps he hasn't been down here, but I've been saying consistently, we have lawyers spread out around the country. Messrs. Scheck and Neufeld, as far as I know, are both in New York. We need time for that. For him to tell us on Friday at 11 o'clock, he's going to bring a witness in on Tuesday that either one or both of them will be working together on. We need a little more time, Your Honor. And we've said, I've been saying consistently to the court, I need to know this in advance. It violates our 3-day rule, among other things, and so we can move right ahead. There'll be no delays. You said you don't want to delay. So we need a little more time than that.
Well, what is the availability of Mr. Scheck and Mr. Neufeld? And this is a case in progress, so this should take legal precedence over anything else, any other engagements that they have.
It should, Your Honor, but the court is aware they live in New York, and they've been out here for about 6 months off and on, and so I have to speak with them, Your Honor. But we have a 3-day rule, and I'm hearing this now. It violates that rule, so we need a little more time. Obviously, we're going to try to accommodate the court schedule, but we need a little more time in that regard. They both are.
Perhaps Mr. Cochran was on vacation when Ms. Clark announced on Tuesday morning what the next sequence of witnesses will be.
It changes every day.
No, that
The
hasn't
order
changed.
changes every day.
Counsel, only one of you get to talk at a time.
That hasn't changed. What I have just described is consistent with Ms. Clark's, the transcript will bear us out. And we haven't just announced this today. Mr. Neufeld was advised 2 days ago. So 2 plus 2 is 4. And I think we're well in compliance with the 3-day rule.
Well, let me say this, Your Honor. The prosecution has changed the list of witnesses on a daily basis. In fact, they told us last week we'd see something else. We were going to have Heron Trace next, or Bodziak next. We're not clear what we're having. I have a list from Mr. Dardanelle. It doesn't have anything at all about Gary Sims on it. But at any rate, if we're given a chance to speak with Mr. Scheck and Neufeld, I'll report back to the court. But I'm just saying that could be a problem, and that's why I wanted to bring it to the court's attention.
I'm aware it may be a problem. All right.
Yeah. And Your Honor, I will need some time to contact experts and find the scheduling information.
All right,
And perhaps
well-
I could notify the court later this afternoon.
That'll be fine. And you have the court's fax number.
Yes.
Fine, thank you. All right, Mr. Rubin.
I'm having some difficulty. Can you just give me 1 or 2 more minutes here?
Sure. Does your current company make gloves as well?
Wallace.
Wallace. The hard way.
The lining is slightly torn away in the back. It was torn anyway, but the lining is now inserted into the glove.
All right.
Maybe that's some indication, because he did in fact say something that I can't get this on, that I don't want to hear the argument. So that's what I would ask the court to, if you have some clarifying questions or whatever, in that regard, the court can answer their questions.
All right, do we want to stipulate that between the time that Mr. Simpson tried the glove on in front of the jury, that it was examined by by counsel for the defendant and by Dr. Bodden?
And it was further examined according to the clerk by Mr. Rubin this morning, before lunch.
Not true.
Somebody was granted this morning from the prosecution. You can ask the clerk to come out.
Not true.
So maybe ask either of I'd like to see this include everybody's looking. Yes.
And Mr. Rubin, what size is that glove now?
Can I answer that question?
Right now?
We don't have a jury in front of us, do we?
I don't want to press you.
Right now?
Yes.
This is actually closer to a large than an extra large at this point.
Mrs. Robertson, this morning, with regards to the 2 evidentiary gloves, were they inspected by anybody?
Gloves?
Yes.
They were just turned over when I got out of the closet.
All right. She indicates no. All right, Deputy McNair, let's have the jurors, please. And Mr. Rubin, why don't you just remain seated? Why don't you leave it on? Let the record reflect that we've been rejoined by all the members of our jury panel. Mr. Richard Rubin is again on the witness stand undergoing direct examination. Mr. Rubin, you're reminded, sir, you are still under oath. Mr. Darden, you may conclude your redirect examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Rubin, just before the break, you testified that you could not extend your hand through the glove markings in the 77. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And ladies and gentlemen, I should tell you, Mr. Rubin did testify that he could not get his hand into the left-hand glove. Over the evening hours, out of your presence, the glove was examined by a number of people with the court's permission, and the glove was turned inside out and wasn't examined, so that explains how the lining is dislodged from the fingers. All right. Mr. Darden.
Okay. And have you attempted as best you could to replace the lining in its proper position?
Yes, I have.
Okay. You can extend your hand into the glove now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And you have the glove on?
Yes, I do.
What size is the glove now, today?
Noted. Overruled. You can answer the question.
It's closer to a size large than an extra large.
But when manufactured and purchased, it was an extra large?
Yes, it was.
Overruled.
Thank you.
Mr. Carkin. Thank you very much. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Rubin.
Good morning, Mr. Cochran.
I thought you were leaving yesterday.
So did I.
In fact, yes. I guess the events... I haven't asked any questions yet.
Ask the question, Mr. Carkin.
Let me ask the question. As you were leaving yesterday, did you say something to Mr. Simpson?
Overruled.
I wish him the best of luck.
Yes. And at that time, you thought you were going back to New York, is that right?
That's correct.
You live in New York, New Jersey area, do you, sir?
Yes, I do.
All right. You're still with us. And just briefly, I'd like to ask you some questions. Now, as I understand your testimony, you last worked for the Aris glove manufacturers back in about July 1990, is that correct?
That's correct.
And in your present work, you're not working with gloves per se now, are you?
No, I'm not.
So I'd be correct in that you have, for the last 5 years or so, have been doing some other kind of work, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And with regard to golf gloves, have you ever worked in golf gloves, in the manufacture of golf gloves?
Yes, I have.
And when was that?
1990 and prior.
And that was the Aris makes golf gloves also?
On occasion, yes, they have.
All right, but with regard to the 3 sets of golf gloves, if I can get them, Your Honor, that...
Yes. Just lost Mrs. Robertson. The golf gloves.
With regard to these 3 golf gloves, which you were asked about on redirect examination, you never worked for any of these companies, did you? The companies that made these particular gloves?
I actually was involved with one of the companies that made one of the gloves, but I did not work for that company.
All right, so the answer to my question is you didn't work for any of these companies, right?
No, I did not.
All right, and do you play golf?
On a rare occasion.
All right, and have you ever purchased a golf glove?
No, I just took them out of inventory.
No. No, did you report that?
It's part of the perks.
All right, good, I understand. So with regard to taking them out of inventory, you are aware as a golfer or a sometime golfer that golf gloves are worn very, very tightly, isn't that correct?
That's correct.
And you're aware also, aren't you, if you were a golfer, that after you have played with a set of golf gloves for more than 1 or 2 rounds, you discard them because they become loose. Isn't that correct?
Not necessarily.
How many rounds of golf have you played in the last year?
1 or 2.
So you don't play much golf, do you?
No, I don't.
In the last 5 years, how many rounds of golf have you played?
10.
So in this new job, you don't play much golf, do you?
Not at all.
All right, so you're not an expert in that area, are you?
As far as golf gloves,
Yes,
While playing golf.
about the usage of golf gloves while playing golf.
I am extremely knowledgeable concerning the usage of golf gloves, yes.
You are. And is it your testimony that golfers use golf gloves indefinitely and play as many rounds as they want with a set of golf gloves and never throw them away.
No, that's not true.
All right. And in fact, golf gloves they fit very tightly, don't they, sir?
Correct.
And that's one of the requirements as you swing the golf club, isn't that correct?
Correct.
And once they lose or they stretch and they lose that tightness, you generally discard them, isn't that correct?
Correct.
Golf gloves aren't very expensive, are they, sir?
You want to know the prices of those golf gloves?
Yeah, do you know them?
Those gloves
How
range
much
in
is this glove
price
here?
from.
How much is this glove?
That was most likely a gift, but
Well,
in
wait a
general,
minute. Isn't that speculation? Wait a minute. How do you know that?
because of the logo on the tab, that glove was not necessarily sold. But most likely, it was given away as a gift.
I mean, you can just tell this jury by looking at this tag, this glove was most likely a gift. You can tell us
Could
that?
very well be. Most of the times that they're custom made, they're usually part of promotions or benefits during golf outings, etc. It could have been a gift. The other two are traditionally purchased.
And for the record, counsel is correct. Which one were we talking about, sir? I'll let you tell us.
The one with the palm tree on it?
Yes. Do you know what company makes this?
No, I do not.
So you have not seen any sales records. You don't know if Mr. Simpson or anyone else bought this, do you?
I do not.
That's just rank speculation, isn't it, on your part?
Correct.
All right. Okay. Now, with regard to this particular insignia, you had said that the one with the palm tree that you called it had a PXL thereon. Is that correct?
Yes.
And do you know what the PXL stands for?
I do not know what the P stands for. I believe the XL stands for the size.
Are you aware that the P stands for palm extra large? Are you aware of that?
I've never heard that terminology.
Would you be surprised at that?
Yes.
You'd be surprised?
Yes.
As an expert in the field, you'd be surprised if somebody walks into this courtroom and says that this golf glove here with the palm tree thereon, that they make a palm extra large. Be surprised at that, would you?
Yes, I would.
All right. Now let's look at the other one that you said there was a CXL on the FootJoy, I think. Is that right?
Yes.
And do you know what the C stands for?
I believe it actually stands for Cadet Extra Large.
You think that's what it stands for?
Yes.
And what is your basis of that information?
Traditionally, in the manufacturing of all gloves, the finger length is pretty specifically normal based upon the size of the hand. But on occasion, they make some production with a slightly smaller finger length, which is indicated by a C or used under the terminology called cadet.
All right. Have you ever worked for FootJoy?
No.
All right. And you've never checked any records with regard to whether or not this particular glove that I have in my hand with the FJ as the logo thereon was purchased by Mr. Simpson or anyone else, do you?
No.
And you're not sure what the C stands for, but you believe it stands for cadet.
I believe so.
All right. Now, with regard to the third glove, we'll be talking about that it looks like some kind of a running animal.
Yes.
That's your indication, but it has something saying Schlesinger.
Schlesinger.
Sclenger. With regard to that, certainly, counsel. 1053C, counsel. With regard to 1053C, again, you have no information. You haven't talked to this company, have you?
No, I haven't.
All right. And with regard to the RXL, you know what the R stands for?
If I had to speculate, it would be regular XL.
Okay, but then that's speculation, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because you haven't checked that out, have you?
No.
All right. And now, with regard to golf gloves, they're not lined either, are they?
No, they're not.
So they're not. They're designed to fit snugly for use in golfing. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And prior to yesterday's demonstration by Mr. Simpson, were you ever shown these golf gloves by the prosecutors?
No, I was not.
And when were you first shown these golf gloves?
When they came out of the bag.
This morning?
When I took them out of the bag right here.
Right in court? But you, at some point, were told you were being asked to stay over, weren't you? From New York.
Yes.
When were you told that?
I guess it was approximately an hour or so after court closed yesterday.
Were you still upstairs talking about what had happened down here?
Yes,
And you were asked to stay over until today. Is that correct, sir?
that's correct.
And you want to go home, don't you?
Of course he wants to go.
Sure. You want to go home, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right. We'll try to get you out of here. All right. Now, with regard to your staying over, you spent some time talking with the district attorneys about your testimony today. Is that correct?
There were also some officers.
Some investigators for the DA's office?
Yes.
All right. Did you ever see the DA, Mr. Gil Garcetti?
Yes.
Pop his head in also, too?
He put his head in the door once.
He came in, too, didn't he?
Yes.
All right. And this meeting started at what time?
Sustain for his question.
This conference, were you all together?
Sustain.
When you all got together, what time was it?
I think it was approximately 5:45.
And that get-together lasted how long?
Approximately an hour and 15 minutes.
And you finished at what time?
Approximately 7 o'clock.
And did you come back again this morning, have some further conversation?
Yes, I did.
And what time did you get back here this morning?
7:30.
7:30 a.m.?
Yes.
And now, first, let's back up for a moment. In the hour and 15-minute meeting that you had last night, whose office was that in?
Mr. Darden's?
And so, were there any other DAs, deputy DAs you can tell us about who were present other than the ones you've told us? Mr. Wooden, Bill Hodgman, the district attorney himself stuck his head in. Anybody else you can recall?
I don't remember all their names. There were people in the hallway,
People all around?
people all around.
Okay. Did you see this gentleman here? Somewhere
Yes.
around? And this gentleman for the record, his name's Scott Gordon. You saw him around?
Yes.
Did you see the lady in the middle, Miss Marcia Clark, anywhere around?
I saw her walk by the hallway. She didn't come in the office.
All right. And there were other people, you just don't know their names, is that correct?
I just don't remember their names.
Okay, I understand, Mr. Rubin. And then you returned this morning by prearrangement, I presume, at 7:30 a.m., is that correct?
That's correct.
And where did you go where'd you talk and meet this morning?
In Mr. Darden's office.
All right, and the meeting started at 7:30?
Yes, it did.
And tell us who was present at 7:30 this morning when you started that meeting.
Mr. Darden, Mr. Hodgman, this gentleman here.
Mr. Scott Gordon?
Yes. Primarily it.
All right, anybody else come in during that meeting?
Mike Stevens.
Mr. Mike Stevens, who's one of the district attorney's senior investigators?
Yes.
All right.
I think Tom Lang came in.
Tom, LAPD,
Yes.
Detective Tom Lane?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else that you recall?
There were some other people passing back and forth, but I don't remember their names.
And that meeting started at 7:30, and how long did it last?
Until about 8:45.
So right before court.
Yes,
So again, you met then about another hour and 15 minutes more.
that's correct.
And during that time, you talked about your testimony that you'd be giving here today. Is that correct, sir?
No,
All right, you didn't talk about your testimony at all?
not at all.
You didn't discuss what questions Mr. Darden had typed up to ask you?
Oh, you mean today's testimony?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we discussed today's testimony.
You talked about today's testimony.
Yes,
That's one of the reasons you were having that meeting, wasn't it?
correct.
All right. He told you what he was going to be asking you. Isn't that correct?
Yes,
All right, sir. Now, then you came down here to court shortly before 9 o'clock. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Took a stand. All right. And you were told, were you not, that you were going to be asked to...
Excuse me, counsel.
Yes, sir.
Is there something going on we need to know about back there? All right. Proceed, Mr. Cacklin. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem, Your Honor. No problem. You were told during the course of these two meetings of an hour and 15 minutes length each that you'd be asking questions about the golf clubs. Is that correct? Items 1053, I guess A, B, and C?
it was mentioned that that might occur.
All right. So you were aware of that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, sir. Now, let's go back for a moment. And with regard to the two gloves that you have tried on for us, and you shared with us you'd worked for a period of time prior to 1994 ARIS. And when you left, you were vice president of some kind. Is that correct?
I was vice president and general manager of ARIS Isotone when I left.
All right. And those gloves, when they were made between the period we talked about, 1982 to 1992, were they in some way shrink-proof?
No,
Did they have some kind of treatment to keep them from shrinking
no,
in the manufacture? Not at all?
not at all.
So if a person then bought gloves, presumably to wear in the winter in the eastern part of the United States, would be anticipated those gloves would get wet. Isn't that correct?
It could happen on occasion.
All right. On occasion, they become wet, is that right? And with regard to that leather, is that one reason why the fat liquor became a part of the process in preparing these gloves?
That's correct.
And the reason why the fat liquor was used was to diminish the amount of shrinkage, is that correct?
It was more so to have the leather retain its memory and create an elastic capability versus the shrinkage.
All right, so elastic capability, which means that it can stretch, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, so that if gloves, sir, and these gloves cost a lot of money, didn't they? They were beyond the $20 average you told us about leather gloves.
That's correct.
Is that right? So if you bought a pair of gloves in the winter of 90 and they got wet, you put them away, you expect to be able to use those gloves again in the winter of 91. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
And your product, you don't make a product that just because they get wet or have some precipitation, that you throw them away at the end of each use. They're not usable gloves. They're not one-time usable gloves, are they?
They are not disposable.
All right. These gloves are to last a long time. That's one of the things you pride yourself on. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
And they're made in such a fashion so they are supposed to be elastic and they come back for use. Isn't that correct, sir?
That's correct.
Now, are you, as an expert, do you know, assume hypothetically, these gloves were purchased in 1989 or 1990. And let's assume they were worn during the winter, during that time, rain and snow. You can't tell this jury how much those gloves shrunk during that period of time, can you?
I cannot.
You have no way of knowing that, do you?
I have no way of knowing how much liquid or rain or snow or whatever, elements went onto the product and actually how they were dried.
Right. So you have no way of knowing that.
I do not.
It would be rank speculation again, wouldn't it, if you told us that, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't speculate on
You
something
wouldn't
like that.
You wouldn't even do that, would you?
No, I would not.
And those gloves that we've been talking about, the two gloves, item number 9, LAPD number, I think, and item number 77, those gloves are, especially one of them is used. It has some, it's worn in the palm area, isn't it?
That's correct.
There's like a hole or something in that palm area, isn't that correct?
It appears that way.
All right. And so that indicates to you that those gloves have been used over a period of time, isn't that correct?
Yes, it does.
And so you can't tell us anything about the history of those gloves from 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, whatever, can you?
No, I cannot.
Now, with regard to any liquid that you said you saw on these gloves now, you have not, and you do not, and cannot measure any liquid that may or may not be on those gloves, can you?
I don't have that capability.
All right, I understand that. And so when you've given us these estimates of the size of these gloves or whatever, that's just your best estimate, is that correct, regarding these gloves?
After trying them on?
Yeah, I'm trying them on. It's your best
Basically-
estimate?
Excuse me?
Your best estimate?
It's my estimate based upon my experience of, in the manufacturing process, I would continually try on all production of all sizes to check quality control.
I understand that. You also told us this morning and also yesterday that your gloves were manufactured in such a way that whether a person was a medium or large or an extra large, they should be able to fit the same glove. Did you say that?
What I said specifically was that a person with a size large to extra large hand could get a size medium glove on his hand. That would not be, it would not be comfortable, but it would actually stretch enough to possibly go over his hand. That's what I said.
That's because the gloves have elasticity, isn't that correct?
Especially at the initial point of purchase.
Uh-huh. So that if those gloves now are large, under your scenario, someone should be able to fit those on. Isn't that correct? It was an extra large.
No. These gloves have actually decreased in size due to the amount of fat liquor that has been absorbed by certain liquids. So these gloves can never get back to the original size at this point in this specific condition.
And you have made that judgment by looking at them. Is that correct? Regarding the fat liquor?
I have made the judgment by putting the glove on, comparing it to what I would normally compare a size large or extra large, and the glove is now closer to a large than it was an extra large initially. And I am going on the assumption that it was clearly, truly an extra large when it was produced.
And that's the assumption because you saw an extra large tab in there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that could have been wrong in the first place, couldn't it?
Well, in this particular glove, it's not wrong because inside the glove, when the lining was torn away, I did see the XL stamping that I mentioned yesterday, along with the other markings.
Well, that's assumed that that was right at the time it was made at the factory, isn't it?
That's correct.
You have no way of knowing. You weren't there when it was made, were you?
I spent an awful lot of time there, but I would definitely not want to commit that I was there when these gloves were made.
I don't think you would you? All right, so you're just relying upon whatever insignia is therein. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
All right. Now, with regard to these gloves, under your scenario then, these gloves have elasticity. Is that correct?
Yes, they do.
And you've tried them on yourself. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
And you tried them on yesterday at a break where Mr. Shapiro and I and you and Mr. Darden stood at this table and tried on those gloves. Isn't that correct?
That's incorrect. I never tried on these gloves. I never put on the latex gloves. All I did was look at the gloves.
All right. You looked at them, but I'm saying you saw us try them on.
Yes.
I mean, you stood there and watched, right? You stood there in this courtroom, saw Mr. Shapiro and I both try on those gloves with latex gloves on our hands. Did you see that?
That's correct.
And you and the lady who testified before you, Ms. Vimich, stood here and watched that. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
All right. And the first time you've actually tried the gloves on is today. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And all the time, and you saw and observed these gloves, didn't you? Yesterday? You saw those gloves yesterday? You got to answer out loud, sir.
Yes.
All right. And had you seen them before that time?
In person, no.
Yes. Had you seen pictures of them before?
Yes, I had.
And in fact, you've given a report to the district attorneys. Isn't that correct? You've been interviewed regarding...
Over the telephone, yes.
Right. You've been interviewed regarding your observations?
Yes.
All right. And at no time ever, prior to the demonstration of Mr. Simpson yesterday before this jury, you never talked to him about any shrinkage, had you?
Shrinkage was discussed, yes.
You talked to shrinkage? You talked to Mr. Darden about shrinkage?
Oh.
No. You talked to Mr. Darden about shrinkage?
We discussed the possibility of shrinkage to a slight degree, and that the gloves could be refurbished close to original size, depending upon the amount of, I didn't get into the technical details with them, but we were aware that the gloves had been saturated with something and not reworked or reconditioned for almost a year.
All right. Now, when was that conversation? Is that yes or no? When was that conversation?
Prior to, I believe that it actually occurred here in the courtroom when we were looking at the gloves, and for the first time we saw how crumpled they were and how short the fingers appeared.
That was yesterday. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying? Okay. But when you testified yesterday, before Mr. Simpson was asked to put on those gloves, you never testified about any shrinkage, did you?
I was never asked about any shrinkage.
Can you answer my question? You never testified about any shrinkage, did you?
No, I didn't.
All right. And today's the first time you ever talked about shrinkage in connection to this case in court. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. And did you talk about that last night in the meeting that you had upstairs where District Attorney Mr. Garcetti stuck his head in the door? Did you talk about that at that time?
Yes.
Did you talk about that this morning?
Yes.
We had the hour and 15-minute meeting this morning.
Yes.
With the parties. Now, you testified briefly about this aspect of taking gloves off and how you take gloves off. Recall being asked a question about that?
I do not.
All right, well, let me ask you this. When gloves are on tight, they're generally removed by pulling the fingers off. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And that's kind of an accepted manner. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because if you pull, like from the vent, they'll basically turn inside out. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
From the V. They'll turn inside out, right? All right. These gloves that we've been talking about were specifically ordered for the winter. Isn't that correct?
Yes, they were.
Like we talked yesterday, I think, about the fact these gloves were ordered in August, and then there was maybe another shipment that came maybe in October.
September, October, November.
And that was in anticipation of cold weather. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
That's one reason why they're lined. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
And it's anticipated then these gloves would go through weather and precipitation and rain and all kind of things they have back east that we don't have out here.
That's correct.
You described that with regard to the sizing of these gloves that your company, at least by the time before you left, did make an extra, extra large.
That's correct.
And you described something about the fact that that was perhaps 1% of the population. Is that correct?
Less than 1%.
All right, 1% of the population right now would be about 2 million people. Isn't that correct? 2 million Americans?
2.6.
Okay, well, more than 2.6 million. It's a lot of people, isn't it? You can't say yes or no. Is that a lot of people?
2.6 million people is a lot of people, but we were only selling men's gloves.
All right.
So
You think there are many? Well, let me see how I can phrase this. You haven't seen many women who bought extra large gloves, have you? Extra, extra large? Have you?
very rare.
That is rare. Most of the people or the individuals who purchase extra, extra large gloves are what?
Two different scenarios.
Well, I'm asking, are they male or female? Is the question.
Male.
They're male. All right. Have you seen athletes? Have you dealt much with athletes?
Yes, I have.
And you've seen some pretty large people, athletes,
Yes, I have.
who can't buy their clothes off the rack. They usually are tailored. Is that correct?
That's correct.
They sometimes have very large appendages. You've noticed that, have you?
Yes.
Are you a basketball fan?
Yes.
And have you recently seen the size of the shoes that Shaquille O'Neal?
What did he say?
Yes, I have.
What did he just say? Wait, what? Should we rewind it to make sure that we heard exactly what he was saying? What he said?
22 something or other. And so you know that there are athletes who have these large appendages. You understand that, don't you?
Yes.
You have just a second here.
We all need a second, sir.
Mr. Rubin, just a few more questions. Are you aware of how much 3 cc's of liquid amounts to?
No, I'm not. Excuse me, 3 cc's?
Yes.
Yes, I'm very familiar with 3 cc's.
All right. And do you think that, I want you to see, Margaret Window, that 3 cc's of liquid is on those 2 gloves? Do you think that amount of liquid would result in your gloves, your very expensive Aris gloves, shrinking 10 to 15%?
3 cc's of liquid would have no effect whatsoever on those gloves.
So if there's testimony that there's only 3 cc's of liquid on those gloves, which have no effect at all, they should be exactly the same size. Is that correct? I'm asking. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. One last question. With regard to Aris, the Aris, and Mr. Darn kept saying isotoner. Did you tell us yesterday it wasn't isotoner? These are Aris Light.
Isotoner was a different product line than leather gloves. These are Aris leather light gloves.
Do you know whether or not the style number 70263 for Aris Light was made for Christian Dior in addition to Bloomingdale's, so that Christian Dior may have also sold these gloves during that same period of time we've been talking about?
That was absolutely impossible because Aris Isotoner was the licensee of Christian Dior and assigned different styles numbers to Christian Dior product. Aris Isotoner was the distributor of Christian Dior.
They were. All right, so my question is it possible that Christian Dior distributed or sold the style number 70263?
Impossible.
That's absolutely impossible.
Absolutely impossible.
Could not have happened.
Could not have happened.
All right. Thank you very much for staying over.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Rubin, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Counsel, you asked to reopen on this. Isn't there an end to this at some point?
Yes, there is, Your Honor. I'd ask for 10 minutes of the court's time.
Proceed.
Mr. Rubin, with regard to the conversations you and I had last night and this morning, and you discussed the nature of some of those conversations here this morning, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Well, this morning, were you shown some gloves?
Yes.
And who brought those gloves to you?
I believe that they...
Overruled.
I believe that there was a package of gloves on the floor when I arrived.
Were they in a box?
Yes, there were.
Were each of the gloves in bags, just like the bag marked 164A?
Yes, yes,
Did it have writing on it?
yes.
How many gloves were there contained in those boxes?
With the court order, please. Very much, counsel. Mr. Darden, would you conclude, please?
Thank you, Your Honor. What did we do in my office this morning in addition to talking about your testimony?
We looked at some other gloves that were on the floor in bags.
Okay. And were there other men present in the room?
Yes, they were.
Did you look at the size of the hands of those men?
Yes, I did.
Overruled.
And were there men in the room who had hands larger than the defendant's?
Sustained. Sustained. Yes. We're close. We're close.
In response to Mr. Cochran's questions, you testified that the appropriate way to pull off a tight pair of gloves is by the fingers?
The appropriate way to take off any glove would be by the fingers first.
Okay. And what do you do after fingers first? How do you get them off?
Just pull them down and they gradually would slide off.
Okay. Well, would you pull them down by the fingers and then pull them off the palm of your hand?
Overruled.
I believe what you would do, most people would do, if they were right-handed, they would always start with their left hand. They would pull down the pinky finger approximately a half inch to an inch, pull down 2 or 3 fingers, have enough material to just pull the glove off.
Okay. Now, you testified that the CXL is a cadet extra large glove?
Yes,
Okay. And does that mean that the fingers in the glove are smaller than normal?
slightly shorter at the end.
You also said that the crime scene gloves from Rockingham and Bundy both have some degree of elasticity, is that correct?
That's correct.
But they've lost some of that elasticity, is that right?
Rephrase the question.
Have they lost any of the elasticity?
Yes, they have.
And when you were in my office last night, did you also look at some videotape?
Various videotapes, yes.
Videotape of the defendant?
Yes.
Did you see him put on the latex gloves yesterday?
Sustained. Sustained.
Well, did we talk about the videotape?
Yes, we did.
Did we talk about the demonstration
What demonstration?
yesterday? The defendant put
Yes.
the gloves on.
Yes, we did.
Did you note any irregularity? We'll strike that.
Overruled. At this point, I haven't heard a question. It's been withdrawn.
And did we talk about the effect latex might have when putting a pair of gloves on?
Has.
When you say that a pair of tight gloves should properly be pulled off at the fingers, does it matter which hand you use?
Overruled.
If you have a glove on your left hand, does it matter? Well, you'd have to use your right hand to pull a glove off, is that right?
Yes, you would.
Okay, but someone else could pull that glove off, couldn't they?
Overruled.
Yes, they could.
And if the defendant had on a glove, a tight glove, and was in a struggle with Ron Goldman, and that glove came off, that could be because Goldman pulled at his fingers, is that correct?
Sustained. Sustained.
At any event, a tight glove can be pulled off a hand rather easily. Rather easily. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Now, when you spoke with us in my office yesterday, you spoke primarily to me?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Other people came in and out, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So, You and I had never met prior to yesterday, is that correct?
That's correct?
You live in New York.
Yes?
Okay. And so to prepare you to testify, I would have to ask you questions, wouldn't I?
Yes, you would.
And that's... Is there any way to find out if somebody knows the answer to a question other than by posing the question to him?
It is.
That's all. Thank you.
I want to go home too, and just
You'll let him, you'll let me judge.
I'm about to. I'd like to go home too, as with the
And
jury.
with the jury, and with that thought in
Right.
mind,
Let's
I want
proceed.
them to go home. Yes, Your
Proceed.
Honor. Thank you very kindly. Have you, you, of course, talked to Mr. Darden before you took the witness stand yesterday, isn't that correct?
Briefly.
As a trained lawyer, you talked to him before he put you up there. You met him in court here, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Like you were sitting out in the hallway talking to David Wooden while the lady was on the stand, Ms. Fimmich, isn't that correct? Were you brought in here?
That's correct.
All right. Now, just a couple of questions. With regard to those particular gloves there, you shared with us how one appropriately takes gloves off. Is that correct?
Yes, I have.
And you shared with us, I believe, yesterday that those gloves are designed to fit rather snugly. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And when they fit snugly, they don't just fall off, do they?
No, they do not.
They have to be kind of taken off, don't they?
Yes, they would.
Use some effort and some energy to take them off, don't you?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Rubin. Right there.
That's two questions, Your Honor. The crime scene gloves from Rockingham and Bundy, are they designed to be worn tightly, just like golf gloves?
No,
You can answer the question.
The fact that they're lined, they are designed to be snug, provide warmth, but not worn exactly like golf gloves, no.
And you testified a moment ago that it takes a lot of effort to take off a tight pair of gloves. Is that correct?
It would take some effort.
Okay. And
That's two.
an effort consistent with a life and death struggle for one's life, I take it.
Sustained. 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 It's called speculative. Mr. Rubin, thank you very much for coming to testify. You, sir, are excused.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Darden, would you collect the evidence there, please?
Another witness or?
Who do you have available? I was asking who the next witness is. Witnesses.
I'm informed that the witness is upstairs. It's Mr. Acosta.
All right.
With our elevator system, it'll take 15 minutes to get him down here.
We are just burning through witnesses now. Burning through them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. May have been a short day, but it was interesting. All right. We're going to take our recess for the morning session. Please remember all my admonitions to you. Do not discuss this case amongst yourselves. Don't form any opinions about the case. Don't conduct any deliberations till the matter has been submitted to you. Don't allow anybody to communicate with you with regard to the case. Have a pleasant weekend. See you Monday morning, 9 a.m. All right? Yes. All right. We're in recess. All right, back on the record in the Simpson matter. Mr. Simpson is again present before the court with his counsel, Mr. Shapiro, Mr. Cochran, Mr. Blazier, people represented by Miss Clark, Mr. Darden, Mr. Goldberg, and Mr. Gordon. Morning, counsel. All right, counsel, anything we need to take up before we proceed with the next witness?
Yeah, Your Honor, on scheduling, we submitted a letter to the court last week regarding Dr. Weir's testimony, and what we've proposed is that we have the 402 hearing on Thursday and the testimony, if there's going to be testimony, on Friday morning. We won't get Dr. Weir's report until this afternoon, and we also, there was a book that's been referred to that we have to get out to our experts, but we think we can work within that time frame. I discussed that with Mr. Harmon. He didn't seem to have any problems with it, but I won't speak for him.
Mr. Harmon? Morning, sir.
Morning, Your Honor. That's no problem. I'm not sure what that does with the rest of our schedule, but Dr. Weir is here, so.
We're trying to accommodate the fact that he's out of town next week.
Okay.
Our experts.
What is your time estimate on your presentation, Mr. Blazier?
We think everything can be done in a day
Okay.
on the 402.
All right. Does that meet your approval then, Mr. Harmon?
Yes,
Thursday?
Your Honor.
All right. Then I should set aside the whole day for this hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Gordon, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. The issue regarding witnesses Holmes and Redfern. Your Honor, we presented the court with moving papers. These are two very discrete incidents that are close in time, 194, 192. Highly probative. They fit well within the court's order. As I said, as we went through the further investigation we received, we culled those down to find those incidents which fit squarely within the court's order. These two incidents fit squarely within the order that the court has come down in the court's ruling. They're extremely probative. They fit within the pattern we are attempting to do is to cull down and pare down the evidence that we do have to to present the case in as streamlined a form as you can in what's upcoming. And this evidence will assist us in doing that. It's extremely probative. One, you have physical assault. The other, you have evidence of stalking and unwanted pursuit in 1992.
Mr. Gordon, your moving papers indicate that discovery was provided to the defense, and I would like to know specifically when it was that these reports were turned over to the defense.
Let me check on that, sir. The witnesses were listed on the April 27th master witness list as to the dates of the actual reports were done. I believe it was, well, let me check with Mr. Armstrong and the investigators if I could, Your Honor.
All right.
To get a specific date. It's a little bit outside my...
All right, I'd like to know the specific date that
Yes.
that these reports were turned over.
My understanding, at least with regard to discovery from Mr. Darden's informed me, he spoke to Mr. Cochran, as if, depending on the court's order, they should be ready to go on the witnesses whenever the court does rule. But let me check on the dates for that court.
At the time that those reports were prepared, we were operating under the order of the court, wherein the court ordered us to provide discovery within 1 day. And so they were turned over within 1 business day.
All right, I'm just curious time frame wise what we're talking about here. All right, Mr. Gordon, Mr. Darden advises me that these reports were made available to the defense within 1 business day of the completion of the report as per the court's previous order.
That's my understanding. I'm outside the discovery operation. February 23rd is the date of the interviews on the Holmes matter. I believe Redfern was sometime in March, but I'm checking that for the court right now.
All right, I have the report, the Holmes report.
Which are actually 2 separate short reports. The court should have both attached to the motion. Both have a February 23rd date.
All right, there is no date on the Gioconda Redfern.
And that's what I'm checking. My recollection, it was in March, and I'm checking that right now.
All right. I'll hear from the defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Cochran.
Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, with regard to these 2 items, I'm not clear on the dates that we got these actual reports. I'll accept counsel's representation regarding that. The problem, however, Your Honor, is that the court will recall we had a rather lengthy hearing on this matter, I believe, back in January. And as I recall, on or about January 18th, the court issued a very, very lengthy ruling where he went to a lot of trouble to detail all these various discrete incidents and tell us what we could expect, what evidence would be admissible, and why, what evidence would not be admissible. And now, to come up at the very end of trial and have these 2 witnesses, specifically Holmes and Redfern, with these so-called discrete acts, I think it's really unfair. We didn't have a chance to argue about these before, and it puts us at a disadvantage. Now, it's true there's not much in the way of reports regarding these 2 witnesses, and I think we now have all those reports. But this motion that detail this, the court will recall that I didn't actually get the motion, I don't think, until Friday. Somebody handed it to me on this past Friday. I spoke to Mr. Darden this morning about it, and I said that we're at a real disadvantage from an investigatory standpoint, and although the reports are short, and I can read those and perhaps get ready from an investigatory standpoint, having known the items that Your Honor said would be admissible, we're ready on those. These are separate items, which we've not had really a chance to investigate because it hadn't been an issue. So my question, the problem I really raise is, depending upon Your Honor's ruling, although I can be ready, we would like some time to obviously sit and talk to our client about it. It hasn't been relevant because to discuss with our client, and also to have our investigators take a look at this also. And that's the only, that's my indication. I think there's some question about fairness regarding this because they had all these other issues. I mean, you count them up, you had to do a chart. They go through all of them. And we dealt with those. And now we have these 2. And then now we're in a kind of a situation at the last minute where we have to scramble around, review all the reports, take time to talk to our client, and then perhaps also talk to our investigators, which we have not done in that regard. Because this was not anticipated these would be called because they were never addressed to you.
Well, let me anticipate Mr. Gordon's argument and ask you, Mr. Cochran. Mr. Gordon is going to argue that these reports were turned over in February and in March, and that in April, late April, these 2 names were added to the prosecution's witness list.
I'll have to check with Mr. Douglas with regard to that. That may very well be true, Your Honor. But again, with regard to items of domestic discord, it seemed to me, and it seemed to us, that the parameters were pretty well set by Your Honor in your ruling. And It was not a situation, the court can, as the court has said so many times, we've been kind of busy in here as we go along with the evidence, and we kind of anticipated we'll be dealing with the witnesses that were set forth at that time. So all I'm saying is that there's an element of unfairness. I was just talking to my client about it. We've not had a chance to discuss this because, Your Honor, there's so many witnesses, set forth in this case on both sides, and as you know, there are over 30,000, I guess, pages now of discovery. We get discovery every day in this case, so it makes it very difficult, and that's the point we're faced with.
All right, well, when you say you need additional time, since this motion was served upon you, as I recollect, here in court last Thursday or Friday.
Yes.
How much time are you asking for?
To Your Honor, may I have a second to talk to my client about this, because I need obviously to talk with him and to talk to our investigators on this point. May I have a second?
Certainly.
Thank you.
May I respond just briefly, Your Honor?
Well,
Yes, sir.
That man can talk, can he? Jeez. October. I keep waiting for him to leave. I thought he left during the middle of the trial.
I've discussed the matter with my client, and also Mr. Douglas advises me that we were able to apparently interview a couple of these witnesses over this weekend, because we want to get this case over also, Your Honor. So I would ask that the court will give us a couple of days, perhaps Wednesday or Thursday. We'll be ready by then. Is that okay?
all right. Mr. Gordon?
So we have
the witnesses
so
are-
many choices.
I'm a little bit unclear on
Hold
exactly what
on,
the
No,
hold
I
on.
think they want the opportunity. You served the motion.
And we're not going to get an answer today. I know this. But we have so many choices. Daryl Brooks, Amber Heard, I don't remember the suitcase lady. I wonder, I'm trying to think if I do like a court TV trial on members only, that's copyrighted stuff. I know I hear you. Other creators do it all the time. I don't know how and I don't know why. But I've been demonetized once before. And I'm never doing that again. Although I could get demonetized on court vibes. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big deal, actually. And the more I think about it, not a big deal. So we could do anything, any trial we want. It doesn't really matter what trial we put on, does it? Just as long as there's something on. Oh, but 4 hours a day is rough. It's fine. That's the one. All right. So we'll pick a trial. We'll just do a poll or something to pick a trial. No, we're not going to agree on which trial to do next. And absolutely we're going to get people saying, I'm not watching that trial again, I'm not coming. Just like they keep saying for the OJ trial. So be prepared if you suggest a trial and you get backlash. Because you can't please everybody. I don't know what that means, Chinny. You can use the trial channel streams he loves to share. Oh, is there a channel called the trial channel? Well, why am I asking you? Let's look. Look at this. Looky. I'm gonna look at the playlist, see what we got. Nope. Ugh. Jesus Christ, I can't believe that just happened. Alright. Let's do this. Since we just did the O.J. Simpson trial, and we're not done yet. Can Can we go smaller? Smaller. Let's take it. See, like 83 videos. 117 videos. No. No. 20 videos. Yeah. How long are the videos? Yeah, we could do all these trials. Start with this one. 7 videos long. This is the one we're starting with. We don't have to decide. This is it. Oh no, she's 18. Oh my gosh, I don't want to watch that trial. I'm not watching that trial. That's freaking too sad. We need to think first before we jump into a trial, because I'm not going to watch something I'm just going to cry the whole time. Yeah, I got to look closer at these. So like Daryl Brooks was sad, but the trial wasn't really about the murder. O.J. Simpson, the trial wasn't about the murder. Murder 21. I can't show that because of the freaking picture right beside it. I'll look around. I might use these. I might not. I don't know. We got lots of choices. We have lots of choices. We'll find something. I really want to do Liz Borden, but there's no video of it. So I really want to make a video then, since there is no video of it. The Lizzie Borden trial. I have the entire trial. I have every word of the trial in the script. Yeah, we do have plenty of time to decide. Hold on. Hold on. Hold 1 second. I'll show you something. Oh, come on. I made a short, though. Oh, yeah. I didn't make that many shorts. I'm only going to try for 2 more minutes to find this short, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It was a preview. Then I decided I would start making videos. That was a bad idea. Videos would have worked on this channel had I not done OJ. OJ just killed the numbers on my channel, and now YouTube won't show any videos I make. Okay, I can't find it. I'm gonna find the Lizzie. I have a Lizzie Borden little short. It's really, really good. It shows you what I was trying to do. I know it's right here. I know it's right in front of my freaking face. Nope. Damn. Man, it really is good, though. I'll find it. Alright, let's just get back to OJ and think about it.
you were going to call these witnesses to argue the admissibility, I take it, in a 402 hearing.
Certainly.
So I'll hear that Wednesday, and
Certainly.
if you get a favorable ruling on one or both, you should have those witnesses available.
They're certainly going to be available. The one thing I would note to the court is that the original 402 brought,
Excuse me, just a second. Counsel? Excuse me, gentlemen? Mr. Bailey? Mr. Goldberg? Keep it down, would you please?
certainly just to bring the court's attention and for the record, the original 402 brought by the defense, we listed those incidents that were known at that time. We indicated to the court and defense that this investigation was continuing.
No, I recollect, and you told me that there were ongoing phone
Certainly.
calls and information coming in all the
Certainly.
time. I'm not surprised to hear this, but counsel is entitled, since they didn't get the motion until
Certainly, sir. Thank you for
Friday.
that consideration.
All right,
Thank you,
Wednesday.
Simpson. Thank you.
Wednesday.
We'll listen to domestic violence issues then.
This one issues we find to be important.
All right. All right, counsel, I have received from the California Department of Justice 2 additional DNA reports from Mr. Sims and Ms. Montgomery. And let me ask Ms. Martinez, would you come forward, please? If you have 1 copy to each side, please. Yes, one each. And this is a report dated by Mr. Sims and Ms. Montgomery, June 16. Also, I have received 2 large packages from the Department of Justice Bureau of Forensic Sciences, 2 additional packages. And let me give the original to the prosecution and a copy to the defense on this as well. Thank you. All right, counsel, anything else before the prosecution calls their next witness?
Could we just, on the record, we've had some formal conversations, can we get, again, a statement that the people's cases got shifting here at the end? Can we get a definitive statement about the order of witnesses again, where we're going to go this week, so we'll know and we can prepare and I can get lawyers here?
Ms. Clark? Have we finished the gloves? For now. All right, then we were supposed to have shoes, domestic violence, and DNA with air touch and hair and trace and fiber. In that order. All right, so I should expect shoes next? Shoes today? And how many witnesses are you going to be calling besides Mr. Boziak? Okay. Who is that? All right. My recollection is one of our jurors has to attend a graduation somewhere quite distant, and I think we're going to break at approximately 3:30. Right. It's been on the calendar for... Well, Mr. Cochran, I'll ask the juror if... All right. All right, anything else before we invite the jurors to join us?
Your
Mr.
Honor,
Darden?
on the glove issue.
Yes.
We are going to revisit that issue again. I don't know which day, and I would ask that Mr. Cochran keep his file relative to the glove handy.
Which issue are you talking about?
The glove.
They haven't had enough gloves yet, Your Honor? Okay, well, we'll be ready.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Great. All right, Deputy McNair, let's have the jurors, please.
You see, I can't, Jude. The thing is, I can't just play someone else's stuff on my channel because that's copyrighted, and I'm not allowed to do that. I'm barely allowed to do what I'm doing with OJ. The only reason why I think I'm okay is because I'm transforming it a lot with me here and chat here and me pausing and me talking. And I credit this guy for every single time I use every single thing. I credit him. His playlist
Let the
is in
record
every
reflect that we've been
description.
rejoined by all the members of our jury panel. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
What you gave me is something different.
It wasn't easy being a meathead.
Hold on. I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it in YouTube where I don't have ads. So what you just gave me WTTW, I'm not allowed to use their content at all. I would get in big trouble if I use their content on my channel. So I can't. Everyone does it but I got demonetized. I don't want to get demonetized again. I barely make any money now as it is with this. And when I get that taken away, I mean, you guys were great. When I got demonetized, you went to PayPal, you went to Patreon, but it wasn't even like 25% of what I get from YouTube. So I can't break the rules. I don't want to break the rules and lose my channel. So I gotta be careful of what we do next. I gotta find content that I can use. You know what I mean? I'll figure it out. Do not worry. Do not worry.
All right, the people may call their next witness. Mr. Goldberg, are you going to be handling this witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, sir.
Thank you.
You may
Good morning.
proceed.
People call Bill Bodziak to the stand. Good morning.
I'm not even allowed to use media outlets, newspapers.
I do.
So when I got demonetized, I had uploaded a whole bunch of content and I listed it all as private. It wasn't public, it was private. And I uploaded the content so that I could get it off of my computer. That way I could go through the content at my leisure and see what I wanted to show on my live stream. So I had a whole bunch of videos in YouTube that nobody else had. The content was judges no one else had. It was nowhere else on YouTube. But it was uncut trials, and they demonetized me. So even private, even unlisted, even members only, I got to be careful. I gotta follow the rules.
William J. Bodziak, William, middle initial J. The last name is spelled Bodziak.
Mr. Goldberg.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, what is your occupation and your assignment?
I'm a special agent of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I'm currently assigned in the FBI laboratory as an examiner of question document, footwear, and tire tread evidence.
And have you had some training and experience that qualifies you for that position?
Yes, sir, I have.
I'd like to first start with your formal training and experience. Did you have a university degree?
Yes, I have a BA degree in biology from East Carolina University, and I have a master's degree in forensic science from George Washington University.
And can you just briefly tell us what that forensic science degree, the master's that you referred to, involves?
The forensic science degree is approximately half graduate forensic science courses, and the other half of the courses are dedicated to law and criminology.
What year did you graduate with this master's?
1976.
And turning to your experience at the FBI, when did you join the Federal Bureau of Investigation?
I entered on duty in January of 1970.
What was your capacity when you first entered?
I entered as a special agent, and my first capacity for 3 years was as an investigative field agent in the New Haven and Baltimore divisions.
So in approximately 1973, you were transferred to another division?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
I was transferred to the FBI laboratory.
And why were you transferred to the laboratory?
I was transferred there to begin training in the areas of question documents, footwear, and tire tread impressions.
Who do they select for that kind of a position?
The FBI had, at the time, a science program that intentionally brought in agents with science backgrounds to potentially bring back to the laboratory for those assignments.
Was this something that you were interested in?
Yes, sir, it was.
Now, when you were first assigned to the laboratory division in 1973, what was your first assignment?
My first assignment in 1973 was to begin training, which was a 3-year course of training in the laboratory where I would work cases, hundreds of cases over those years, every day under the direct supervision of the senior examiners.
Okay, and in addition to doing documents, are there other kinds of things that you do in that section?
Documents including footwear and tire impression evidence.
And how long have you actually been conducting examinations on footwear impression evidence?
Shortly after arriving in 1973 and beginning that casework, training, I was introduced to footwear and tire treading analysis as well.
And is that what you have done in this case, is to provide an analysis of some footwear impression evidence?
Yes, sir,
in
I
this
have.
case?
Yes.
Now, do we have a chart that we can use to illustrate the kinds of analysis that you've been doing in the FBI laboratory in general terms since 1973 in terms of footwear impression evidence?
Yes.
And would that be helpful to you in describing the kinds of techniques that you performed and the analysis that you performed there?
Yes, it would.
Your Honor, I'd like to mark as people's next in order a chart entitled What Shoe Prints Can Show, and I believe that's 373.
People's 373.
Sir, direct your attention to what we've marked as People's 373 for identification, the section that says if recovered, shoes of a suspect may be identified or eliminated. Can you describe for us, and if you need to step down, you may do so, what kind of analysis you've performed that's signified by this portion of the chart?
Okay. May I step down, Your Honor?
You may.
Directing the attention to the top portion of the chart, one of the primary purposes of footwear comparison is ultimately to examine the footwear impressions from the crime scene, which is depicted here on the right side, with shoes of suspects that might be obtained during the investigation. In this particular chart, I've shown, as an example, on the right, an impression from a crime scene, a test impression made from the shoe of the suspect, and on the left side, a reverse photograph of the shoe of the suspect. This comparison involves the class characteristics first of the shoe, that is the physical shape and size, the design or pattern on the bottom of the shoe, which leaves its print in the impression, and then subsequently will draw its attention to wear characteristics, where the heel may begin to wear on the edge. And
Look how perfectly that matches. Look at how perfectly that matches, and it doesn't matter because that damn glove. Oh, man.
other wear that might be evident and would change the pattern of the shoe. The fourth area of comparison after the size, design, and wear would be things such as accidental characteristics, such as a cut mark that would also show up in the impression and would be found on both the test impression and the known shoe. These cut marks or changes to the pattern of the shoe are what makes a shoe unique and would possibly enable, if there was an adequate number of these, the positive identification of this shoe having made the impression at the crime scene.
Now, did you do that kind of analysis in this case?
No, I did not.
Why was that?
There were no shoes that were given to me of the suspects.
All right. Now, in cases that are submitted to you for analysis at the FBI since 1973 when you've been working there, can you give us an estimate as to what percent, when they're submitted to you, they do not have shoes of a suspect?
Approximately 40% of the casework that's submitted to us initially does not have the shoes of the suspect. A few of those may be submitted later after we provide them additional information.
And are there some where the shoes are never recovered?
Absolutely, yes.
Now, in cases where the shoes are not recovered, is it nevertheless possible to do other kinds of analysis on the shoes?
Yes.
And is that indicated on the chart?
Yes. The second and third portions of the chart draw the attention to those kinds of requests we get in situations where we do not have the shoes of a suspect. And we are asked to provide the brand name and manufacturer of the shoe. And we do this by accumulating in a reference collection thousands of designs of shoes and searching a particular pattern from the crime scene print through that reference collection. And hopefully we'll be able to determine the manufacturer and brand name of that shoe. After that, depending on the quality of the impression and the completeness of the impression at the crime scene, as well as the kind of manufacturer of the shoe in question, we may be asked to give either a general estimate of the size, and that would be just through a linear measurement, or an actual specific sizing of the shoe by directly working with the manufacturer.
All right, and these last two portions of the chart that you discussed where it says brand name, manufacturer, shoe, and size of the shoe, did you perform that kind of analysis in this particular case?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, thank you. You may resume the stand if you like. Now, Mr. Bodziak, returning to your qualifications in the area of shoe print examination, are you a member of some professional organizations in the area of forensic science?
Yes, sir, I am.
And do you have a curricula vitae that summarizes your various experience and training?
Yes, sir, I do.
And, sir, are you a fellow of the documents section of the American Academy of Forensic Science?
Yes, sir, I am.
Does that have certain entrance requirements?
Yes, it has basic educational and experience requirements for entrance. In other words, you would have to be working in that field for a number of years and have people that would recommend you as a viable candidate.
Are you also a member of the International Association for Identification since 1988?
Yes, I am.
Are you a member of any subcommittees of that organization?
Yes, the International Association for Identification, known as the IAI, instead of calling their individual components dedicated to specific areas of forensic science sections, they call them subcommittees. And I'm a member of the Subcommittee on Footwear and Tire Track Impression Evidence.
And are you a provisional member of the American Society of Question Document Examiners?
Yes, sir, I am.
Are you also a certified diplomat of the American Board of Forensic Document Examiners?
Yes, sir, I am.
And are you associated with the International Association of Forensic Science?
Yes, I am.
Does that have a formal membership, that organization?
The International Association of Forensic Science is an international organization which does not have regular membership. It meets every 3 years in a different country, and the organization for that particular meeting is made by the country which hosts it.
Did you chair any meetings of that organization related to footwear and tire tread type evidence?
Yes, I chaired the section on footwear and tire impression evidence in Vancouver in 1987, in Adelaide, Australia in 1990, and in Dusseldorf, Germany in 1993.
Did you make presentations at those 3 meetings?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now, in addition to your membership, do you also, in these various organizations, do you also have some teaching experience?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us what that consists of?
There's a 1-week course in the examination of footwear impression evidence at our FBI Academy, which I have taught since 1983.
And have you also published some articles in the area of footwear impression evidence?
Yes, sir, I have.
Did you publish an article that appeared in the FBI Law Enforcement Bulletin entitled Shoe and Tire Impression Evidence in 1984?
Yes, I did.
And did you publish another article entitled Manufacturing Processes for Athletic Shoe Outsoles and Their Significance in the Examination of Footwear Impression Evidence in the Journal of Forensic Sciences in 1986?
Yes, I did.
And did you co-author another article entitled A Forensic Evaluation of the Air Bubbles Present in Polyurethane Shoe Outsoles as Applicable in Footwear Impression Comparisons, also published in the Journal of Forensic Science in 1988?
Yes, I did.
Who did you author that with?
I authored it with Doreen Music of the Los Angeles Police Department.
And is she with their, is she a footprint examiner at that organization?
She was at the time, yes.
Okay. Now, in addition to the articles that we just mentioned, did you also author a book entitled Footwear Impression Evidence?
Yes, sir, I did.
That was in 1990?
That was initially published by Elsevier Sciences Publishing Company in 1990, and the book rights have been taken over by CRC Press.
Now, turning to your involvement in this case, when you first became involved in the case, what type of analysis were you asked to perform?
Initially, I was asked to determine what type of shoe, what brand or manufacturer type of shoe made the impressions that were located in blood on the Bundy sidewalk.
And did you consult any reference collections of the sort that you mentioned previously in order to do that?
Yes, I did. I initially consulted the FBI's reference collection, which involves thousands of impressions on computer and in photographs and catalogs, but I was unable to find that particular design.
And how long has this reference collection been in existence?
Well, we have changed it over the years, but it was initially started in 1937, basically as a rubber heel file.
Is it a computerized system?
A part of it is computerized, yes, sir.
All right. And you were unable to locate the design in your reference catalog?
That's correct.
Now, after you were unable to locate the design based upon your own resources, did you take some additional steps?
Yes, I did.
What did you do?
In looking at the detail in the shoe impressions in the 30 photographs which I was submitted, which were the impressions from the Bundy location, I observed that there were certain features about that shoe that strongly suggested that it was a high-end, that is a very expensive Italian brand shoe. So I looked through our written reference material, and I identified approximately 75 to 80 manufacturers and importers of high-end Italian shoes and some South American shoes or Brazilian shoes. And I prepared a sketch and one of the photographs, a composite photograph, a composite sketch and 3 photographs of heel impressions from the Bundy scene, along with a letter, and contacted those manufacturers and importers to see if they recognized or knew the origin of that particular design.
Did you get any information back as a result of that?
Yes. On August 17th, I received a reply from a Mr. Peter Gruderich of the Bruno Mali UMA shoe store in New Jersey.
And did he send you anything?
Yes, he sent me 2 shoes that were left over from a Bruno Mali distribution of his in 1991 and 1992. These were both right shoes. One was a size 9.5 and one was a size 12. And I believe from looking at them, they were probably samples that were just left over.
Your Honor, at this time I'd like to mark as people's next in order a chart.
I'm sorry, 374.
Yes, 374. A chart that's entitled Bruno Magli, and it has Lorenzo and Lion shoes.
All right, so marked.
Mr. Bodziak, direct your attention to People's 374 for identification. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And what is that?
These are enlarged photographs on the right side of the Lorenzo at the top and the Lion or Leon at the bottom. The difference between those two shoes is the Lorenzo has a higher heel collar to it, and the Leon or Lion has a lower cut, as a conventional shoe would have. And those shoes were sent to me by Mr.
Stupid YouTube will not let me type this out to you. So I had to pause the video because it's erroring out all of my messages. This is what I'm going to do, guys. This plan cannot fail. It cannot fail. I'm going to create a dating profile and put it up there. And then live stream the whole responses that I get. I'm warning you now, they are disgusting. They get disgusting. When a woman creates a dating profile, the replies make you want to. But in between all of the disgustingness, there's actual people. So we'll find those. And then you guys will say yes or no. Alright, then I'll go out on a date and live stream it. And you guys will hear the red flags that I obviously can't. I obviously, can't hear them. Oh, I was a serial killer. Oh, really? That must have been very hard on you. I bet it was hard stopping that, wasn't it? Wow, good job, sir. Good job. I will just live stream it, and then I'll see the comments. Serial killer is bad, Kathy. Kathy, say no to the serial killer. Kathy, stop. And then I'll be like, oh, I think you're right. Maybe I shouldn't date a serial killer. Okay, gotcha. And then it will be perfect. It'll be partner picked by a jury of my peers. Yeah. So one time, oh, I wish I still had it. Oh, I wish I still had it. I would love to show you. Craigslist, remember? I don't know if I think they got rid of it. There used to be a dating portion on Craigslist. So me and my two girlfriends created a profile. And it was none of us. It was just a profile. We were just playing around. Within 30 minutes, we got 152 replies. And they were awful and hilarious, and it was 2 days straight of non-stop message. we all had access to it, and we were all replying to different people. Don't try to find love online, guys. You never know who's on the other end. Could just be a group of me and my friends. Body cam, no. I'll be streaming it. This is how I'll do my stream. This is how I'll do my date. Hi, Bob. How are you? Don't worry about the phone. Don't you worry about the phone, Bob. Okay. So far, you're fine. So far. Ooh. Stop. Be nice. That's how it'll go. I wonder if there's a man enough to go through that and survive. Or they'll just get up and leave.
Gruderich. The retail of those was approximately $160, and they were Bruno Magli shoes distributed in 1991 and 92 in 6 different colors. The colors were white, black, brown, blue, brandy, and olive.
Are there any design features of the shoe that you can point out to us of significance in terms of your analysis?
Only the point that I've already mentioned, that the Lorenzo and Leon are different primarily because one is more of a high-top shoe, and the Leon or Lion is a lower cut around the heel.
Okay. And you actually received the shoes themselves as well?
Yes, sir, I did.
And at this time, I'd like to mark as People's 375 for identification. a box and its contents.
All right, that's it for today. We did good. Yep, we will vote them off the island. Sorry, I can't date you anymore because they said so. Yes, they're my boss. Tomorrow we're going to hit video 310. Wasn't it just 1 minute ago we hit video 300? And now we're at 310? Guys, we are unstoppable. I'll read it right away. Don't you worry. Sorry. All right, guys. We did good. 4 hours of stream is done. Time to get on with our day. Time to get to work. It's the middle of the work week. Let's go. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. Bye.